I've been thinking a lot about this lately. And honestly, I'm still trying to understand why so many people seem so confused about what vegan food actually is. It's not even about judging anyone, it's just fascinating. Because here's the thing, everybody knows junk food is unhealthy, right? Like, we don't need to print that on the label in big red letters. No one is buying a giant bag of neon orange cheese puffs thinking they'd getting their daily serving of vegetables. And yet, this past year, I've had at least 3 separate people, 2 just in the last couple of months, look at something blatantly sugary in my cart and say, "Wow, you eat so healthy." Like, not ironically, completely serious. The first time it happened, it was the Breyer's oat milk ice cream. I was at checkout, the cashier scans it, looks at me and goes, "Oh, oat milk, that's so healthy." And I just kind of blinked at her and said, "It's still ice cream?" She laughed, but I could tell she actually thought she was complimenting me. Then just a few weeks later, the same thing, except this time it was plant-based Reese's. She rings them up and says, "Oh, you even eat the healthy Reese's." And again, I had to say, they're not healthy. They're still candy. Like, these things have sugar, fat, salt, all the same stuff. Sure, no dairy. But nutritionally, they're candy in different packaging. The fact that they're vegan doesn't magically make them a kale salad. And I think that's the core of why people are so confused. Because the word plant-based has become this glowing halo word in marketing. Companies slap it on anything: ice cream, chocolate bars, fried nuggets, and people assume that means good for you. But plant-based just means no animal products. It doesn't mean nutrient-dense. It doesn't mean low-calorie. It doesn't mean healthy. A vegan donut is still a donut. A vegan milkshake is still a milkshake. There's no spinach hiding in there, I promise. And to be fair, it's not entirely the consumer's fault. Marketing teams absolutely play into this. I checked Breyer AS website the other day. They literally put their non-dairy vanilla under a Better For You tab, right next to low-calorie and no-sugar-added options. As if simply swapping dairy milk for oat milk turns dessert into a health food. It's clever marketing, but it's misleading. Because it sets up this mental shortcut in people's minds. Plant-based, shocked and healthy. And that shortcut is hard to break. Part of it, too, I think, is that people misunderstand why many of us are vegan or plant-based in the first place. A lot of people assume it's purely about health. So they see a vegan chocolate bar and think, it must be healthier than the regular one. But for many of us, it's not primarily about health at all. It's about ethics, about sustainability, about animal welfare. We just don't want to contribute to the suffering built into industrial animal agriculture, but that nuance gets lost. It's easier for people to assume it's a diet thing, like keto or paleo, instead of an ethical or environmental stance. Because diet fits into a mental box they already understand. Ethics requires more thought. There's actually a name for this. It's called the health halo. It's when one positive trait of a product, like being vegan, makes people assume it's healthy in every other way too. Like those vegan Reese's cups. People see plant-based and think, "Oh, they must be good for me." Even though they have more saturated fat than the regular version, it happens with gluten-free foods too. Or organic. People assume organic cookies somehow have fewer calories than regular cookies. Spoiler, they don't. And it's funny because vegans themselves can sometimes unintentionally feed into that confusion. Some vegan influencers talk so much about the health benefits of veganism, more energy, glowing skin, clearer minds, that people start thinking any vegan food is automatically nourishing. And then they pick up a pint of vegan ice cream and go, "See, it's good for me." But that's like saying a margarita is a serving of fruit because it has lime juice in it. The truth is, being vegan just means avoiding animal products. That's it. You could live on Oreos, French fries, and energy drinks and still be technically vegan. Please don't. Your body will hate you. And honestly, that's why nutrition labels matter way more than marketing claims. Because they show the truth, the sugar, the fat, the fiber, the protein. The stuff that actually impacts your health. But most people don't want to dig through nutrition science. They just want shortcuts, symbols, buzzwords, and companies know that. So they print plant-based in big green letters and watch the sales climb. I try to be careful not to feed into that confusion on my own channel. I talk about nuance, about balance, about eating whole foods most of the time. And yet, even so, 99% of the people I meet in real life aren't interested in veganism at all. They're just trying to get through their day. So I get why they want to believe there is such a thing as healthy candy. I get why it's comforting. Life is stressful. We all want to feel like we are making good choices without having to work too hard for it. But the truth is simpler and less exciting. Vegan candy is still candy. Vegan ice cream is still ice cream. And if you want health from your food, that comes from vegetables, whole grains, legumes, fruits, nuts, not from whatever trendy dessert happens to be dairy-free this week. So the next time someone says, "Oh wow, you eat so healthy," while scanning your plant-based chocolate bars, just smile and say, "Thanks. It's still candy though." Because that's the best answer I've come up with. And maybe, slowly, it'll help people understand the difference. Veganism can be wonderful, for animals, for the planet, even for our health. But only if we see it clearly. Only if we stop mistaking marketing for meaning. And maybe, just maybe, we can enjoy our oat milk ice cream guilt-free. Not because it's healthy, but because sometimes joy is reason enough.